normally, most of the business venture have competition, I think. When Yahoo is the first search engine in the market, then Google comes up. Okay. Google is, when Google write up a business plan, okay, they will identify Yahoo or Microsoft as a competition, also competitors. So whatever you are working on, I think nowadays we have different type of business models, but most of them are similar. Okay, so you cannot say I don't have competitor because my model is very new. Okay, don't say that because you should have some maybe indirect competitors or substitutes. Okay, maybe someone can replace you on part of your service or products that you provide for. So you need to identify those of the competitors, maybe some indirect way. So also similar to target markets, you make a table, list them out. The type maybe direct, substitutions, new entrants, or complementary. In these articles, the reference notes, they will suggest 4 types. Direct competition means one-to-one. Okay, when you sell food, so then another food chain supplier, so or restaurant, so you are directly competing with each other. Or someone maybe substitute you. Okay, so when you sell water, maybe someone sell juice. Juice maybe is replacing water, or you may eat rice or noodle. Okay, rice or noodle are different type of food, but they can replace each other. New entrants or complementary things. Complementary, maybe someone will sell something that you are primarily selling these kind of things, but they may be using selling that kind of products as a supplementary or complementary product mix to get it done. So differentiation and competitive strategy explain why your social model or service are different from the competitors. So you need to identify your uniqueness, how your difference is. If you are very similar to the competitor's product or service, then you need to be aware, because the judges will ask you, so how can you survive? Because someone already out there providing the similar things. Okay, how can you survive? And you cannot say, oh, my service is better. We are more better, good personality. No, don't do that. Okay, no one will judge on you on your personality, or anything cannot be seen with evidence. Okay, so evidence means some type of characteristic or features that uniquely can be measured, okay, can be seen or described in a very easy way. Okay, not just some indirect or irrelevant charisma that you can provide. Social marketing is a new term because normally business, traditional commercial business plan or purely commercial business plan, they have a marketing mix. Marketing mix means after you define your segmentation of the customer, then you define your product, your place, your promotion, your people, okay, your 4 Ps or 5 Ps. That will be the marketing mix plan that you need to focus on. But for you also can include those marketing mix, okay, 5 Ps. But more likely in social marketing, in this article, okay, they emphasize on 2 things. One is the target group marketing, and another one is the investor and donors marketing. Why they say that? Because this article is written by some NGOs. Okay, NGOs, the non-government organization, okay, they transform into a social enterprise from a non-profit making company or organization. So they also require, or they want to do some marketing on investor or donors, okay, or getting some donation. How to get donation is one of the tactics that most NGOs are developing. So they included that as also one of the social marketing techniques. You may not use that, okay, if you are really quite confident that your business model can survive relying on your business sales, okay, your only as your expenses, then you don't need to have a donation. But somehow you may consider that if you think that your product or service can be, get some public interest because I don't know whether you know, in Hong Kong we have more than 200 charity foundations. And most of them, originally, they will focus on NGO type of activities, such as education, arts and recreational activities, and they will put money onto the NGOs and then to support them to do business or to do activity. So, as a social enterprise, sometimes you may want to organize some activities or events that may not involve any profit-making activities, such as maybe a marketing campaign. So during a, how to say, if your company is registered as a non-profit organization, okay, so limited by guarantees, okay, so your mission, you will not want to give up shares or get dividend for your investor. Okay, so if you are this kind of social enterprise, then you may also incorporate some charitable activities or some promotional activities, and then you want to find a sponsor to help you to accomplish this kind of activity. Okay, so maybe that activity you can put up money and then spend on that activities for 100,000 for an event organizing. But if a sponsor can do that, why not? Okay, so you can also encourage some people, maybe they sponsor you for 100,000 for an event, and the event can bring into some social impact. Okay, so we integrate both charitable activities with the profitable activities together. That's the beauty of the social enterprise. Sometimes you can do that because people are also happy to sponsor you. Okay, because you earn money. Okay, you earn money, but because you declare you are a social enterprise, you earn money only for the sake of what? For the benefits of the people, not for your own. So they will not treat you as a very commercial venture. Then people will rely on their own resources to accomplish the mission, right? Because you are social enterprise, so at least if you have a good presentation and a good points to sell, then someone will also sponsor you. So social marketing means you can do both marketing. Some is for only for commercial one. Commercial one means when you target the customer, you want to sell something to the customer, so you need to reach the customer, right? Because the customer pay you the service or the product. So how can you reach them? The channel, the cost of reaching them is the marketing. So one of the marketing is directly to the customer group. The customer will pay you. But another marketing is you also want to do some campaign, running up some campaign courses, events for them, then you do another. So you list out target market. You divide it into two segments. One is for commercial one is for sponsor one. And then you list out wants and needs, access strategy, and relationship building. Now this is quite useful, okay, when it reminds you what to consider. Okay, wants and needs. Okay, look at this here. This one, wants and needs. You need to consider what you want. Why the sponsor investor need to support you. Okay, because you fulfill their wants and needs. Okay. It's the same as the customer. If you can solve the problem, they like you because you really match their needs, then you will be successful. Access strategy means explain how you access each of these groups, okay, through different type of channels, media, internet, or through an event, through advertisement, or by word of mouth, those kind of channels. Okay, you classify different channels and classify which channel will have